everyone, this is Char with Ariana Stark. This is your weekly love reading for the week starting from 1st to 7th February 2021. We will cover all 12 sun signs in this reading. We will start from Aries and we'll go right down to Pisces. Cross watchers are also welcome to have a look at this forecast. We also have the timestamp given in the description box, so in case you want to proceed directly to your sun sign, you can do just that. Like always, I will rely on tarot for your overall messages, and I'm also being called upon to use this love oracle deck that we have here. For Aries, we have the card 10 of Cups, and I also have the card Hourglass, which says time is slipping. Overall contentment can be expected in your love life this week, Aries. I think in case you're crushing on someone, I think there'll be those times when you'll be overcome with nostalgia. Perhaps you feel that this relationship is a distant dream. That is why we have the card Hourglass. You feel time is slipping away. Basically, you're someone who's yearning for your beloved. You desire commitment from him. Maybe you're also waiting for him to call. Those of you who are romancing, I think there'll be those moments when you will be overwhelmed and overjoyed as your lover reiterates his feelings for you. I think he'll be very free with compliments. He finds you confident and positive. Besides, he feels that you have become a better version of yourself. Incidentally, you want commitment from this person as well. Maybe you desire a family of your own. That is why you could be blushing or you could be grinning from year to year. In case you have a secretive relationship, I think family members could also get a whiff of it. Maybe you want this relationship to be undercover, that is why you will have those anxious moments. On the other hand, those of you who are married may be thinking of going the family way. In case you are in an unhappy relationship, I think you see no future in this connection. Maybe you see your future with your beloved, maybe an extramarital lover. That is why this time is a factor here. Some of you could also hear from an ex this week, and this could leave you a bit dazzled. Let's move to Taurus. For Taurus, I have the card 7 of Pentacles, and I also have the card Rocket, which talks about voyage. Perhaps some of you are making plans to reconnect, or you want to travel to be with your beloved. I think your love life is also ascending. Possibly it's moving at a very great pace. For some of you, Taurus, you may be planning about the future. I think your lover will also reaffirm his love for you this week. On the other hand, those of you who are single may be filled with nostalgia. Maybe you realize the significance of the day. There could be a particular memories associated with the day of the week. That is why you could be reminiscing about the past. Now and then you will also be recalling past conversations that you've had with your person. In case you are crushing on someone, I think you expect this person to call you up, but then there could be no phone calls. That is why you may be feeling all by yourself. Nonetheless, I think you'll continue to cyberstalk your crush. Perhaps you want to understand his thoughts. Maybe you're reading between the lines. In case you're on an on-again, off-again connection, I think you'll be missing your person like crazy. Maybe you're also desiring to rekindle this romance, but then you could develop cold feet. Those of you who are already dating, I think your lover will also reaffirm his love for you. Perhaps you will be discussing work-related strategies. I think you'll bounce ideas of each other. Maybe he thinks that you also need to read some books to gain better insight into your work life. Sometimes, Taurus, you may also come across as being a bit aloof. Nonetheless, you will realize that this is a mutually positive connection that you share with your beloved. Those of you who are married may be planning with respect to money matters. Maybe financial issues are being discussed. You also may want to take a loan from a family member this week. On the other hand, those of you who are in an extramarital connection, I think you want to surprise your person. Maybe you want to make your way to his home and enjoy some special moments together, but then he could pour water on your plans because he has work which has come up suddenly. This could make you a bit hassled because you think that this person desires no commitment. Maybe you will also be a bit angry. I think your confidant could also tell you not to be too persuasive when it comes to this connection. Let's move to Gemini. For Gemini, I have the card World, and I also have this card Spider Weave. I think work could also be a priority here with Geminis this week. Incidentally, those of you who are single, you may find yourself being pursued by single members of the opposite sex. Maybe they are complete strangers who could want to get to know you better. Perhaps you should work on your body language. Ideally, I think Geminis, you should wear a no-nonsense look. Romancing Geminis, I think you'll feel content in your relationship this week. Like I said, maybe you're discussing work. There's some kind of permanency in this relationship. A new cycle is also commencing in your love life. Perhaps you're weaving stories to each other, or you're discussing about your future together. The spider definitely talks about something creative here. Perhaps you're discussing a creative venture. On the other hand, those of you who are married, I think you should be more mindful of the words you use when you interact with your spouse. Maybe your words could unnerve your spouse, so you should need to be careful. Besides, I think sometimes you could also jump the gun and make accusations which could be unfounded. For some of you Geminis, it could also be that your in-laws are unwell or somebody around you is unwell. That is why you are being called upon to be the caregiver. From Gemini, I will move to Cancer. For Cancer, I have the card Devil, and I also have this card, Ivy Clinging. In case you're crushing on someone, maybe you will feel miserable as you cannot wish these feelings away. Besides, I think you want to express yourself, but you don't know how to go about this whole business. Cancerians, you should also be careful because unwanted attention is also on the cards this week. On the other hand, those of you who are romancing, I think you have to deal with lover stuff. Maybe there are infrequent phone calls, that is why you could question your person. However, when he does call, then you feel that you should not have made those unkind remarks. Perhaps you should have been patient with him. Besides, you realize that time is also slipping away. Basically, your beloved is someone who is going to go overboard with compliments. He will compliment you for being in control of your life. Besides, he sees you as someone who is very beautiful and graceful. Now and then, you will also be discussing future plans with respect to your life together. I think it's a very symbiotic relationship, but sometimes, Cancerians, it would be best not to be too clingy. There will also be those obstacles in your love life which could create mental trauma. Maybe you feel that there's interference. Maybe there are people around you who could dissuade you or who want you to put an end to this connection. However, you believe it's your right to choose your mate. Those of you who are married have to deal with the fluctuating moods of your husband. Maybe one day he's in a foul mood and the next day he's in a jolly frame of mind. This is why you don't know what to make out of it. Some of you may also believe that another person is also the root cause of disagreements in your marriage. Ideally, I think Cancerian men, you should show more affection or show love towards your partner rather than resort to abuse. Maybe this relationship could also be a bit oppressive in case it's an unhappy connection. Infidelity could also be a factor for some Cancerians. Basically, Cancerians, you should put an end to domestic violence. Those of you who are in a third-party situation, I think you want commitment from your person. Maybe he'll talk vaguely, and this could leave you a bit perplexed. Your confidant may also tell you not to be too clingy with respect to this connection, or you could turn your suitor or your person away. Let's move to Leo. For Leo, I have the card 8 of Pentacles, and I also have the card Umbrella Shelter. Single Leos, you can expect a marriage proposal. Maybe these are early days and you should not read too much into it. Besides, I think there could be an age difference between you and this person, or there's no compatibility. So you think astrologically the two of you are very different. In case you're crushing on someone, you will definitely be yearning for this person. Perhaps it's an unacknowledged relationship and this person is bogged down on account of work. Nonetheless, when the two of you do talk, then there'll be frequent conversations. Interestingly, this week the stars are also aligned in such a way that you could cross paths with a former lover. However, you believe it's your past and it's done and dusted. But the fact is that the old memories will linger forever. On the other hand, those of you in a secret romance, I think you will be a bit alarmed because somebody could come to know of your secret romance. However, your lover will brush us aside. Maybe you need protection with respect to this relationship. Maybe you wanted to remain under the umbrella, away from prying eyes. Sometimes you may also wonder if there's any point carrying on with the romance. Maybe there's no commitment from your person, or he's scared of the fallout of the romance. Perhaps his family may not accept the relationship. I think you feel that your person is also a player. Maybe he should not string you along in case he's disinterested. Those of you who are married, I think you will be discussing work again. I think many a times you could also be creatively inclined this week. Perhaps it's time to listen to your person's point of view. In case you're in an unhappy connection, I think your loved ones will point out that your person is somebody who wants everything his way. Perhaps he's overbearing and dogmatic. Maybe he wants everybody to be under his thumb or under his shade. And this can at times be claustrophobic. Perhaps, Leos, you can de-stress by watching a romantic movie. Let's move to Virgo. For Virgo, I have the card 10 of Wands, and I also have this card here, Unlock Key. Surely, Virgos, it's time to unburden your soul. Maybe there are heavy burdens that you're carrying with respect to a relationship this week, which you need to let go of. I think you're being called upon to unlock your heart chakra because you need to be more receptive to feelings. Singletons can expect a marriage proposal. Maybe there's ambiguity here. It's not clearly spelled out. Nonetheless, you will definitely catch several members of the opposite sex ogling at you. In case you're crushing on someone, I think you will continue to cyberstalk your crush. Maybe you will come across new information, and this could leave you as pleased as sponge. Primarily, I think Virgos, you're going to go gaga over this person's looks or his smiles or his success at work. Oftentimes, you could also be finding yourself living in an imaginary world. Perhaps you're recalling those past conversations that you have shared with this person. In case you're romancing, I think there's opposition to your love life this week. Maybe you are feeling betrayed or burdened, that someone could tattle about your secret romance to family elders. That is why you're feeling burdened or you're being weighed down. Maybe you also want revenge from this person, or maybe you want to reveal his secrets or her secrets. Anyhow, when you're with your person, I think you will be all ears. You will pay attention to whatever your lover is trying to convey. Perhaps your person is also going to give you advice with respect to how you should proceed at work. He definitely admires you for you have a go-getter attitude. Maybe he will also ask you to read up on books so that you can improve as a person or as a worker. There will be those overwhelming moments, no doubt, maybe because this person could say something which could touch your soul. On the other hand, those of you who are married, I think you need to be patient with your spouse. Perhaps he is a very fastidious person. He's always complaining. Maybe you're also somebody who could oppose your spouse's plans. Perhaps your spouse wants to have reunions with his siblings, but you could pour water to his plans. This is why your spouse is a bit distressed this week. From Virgo, I will move to Libra. For Libra, I have the card Hierophant, and I also have this card here, White, which talks about purity, safety, innocence, and light. Surely your love life is being guarded or protected by the angels this week. I think there's some kind of purity in your connection. Librans who are single or unattached, maybe you're thinking about your past lovers also this week. Some of you could also have dreams or visions with respect to your love life, and this could be very enlightening. Incidentally, a few of you could also recognize that you have a past life connection with this person whom you're dealing with. There are those signs around you because angels are there guiding you this week with respect to your love life. In case you are romancing, I think you could face some opposition in your love life. Perhaps your sibling or a family member wants you to put an end to this relationship that you have with your beloved. This is why you may feel threatened and disturbed. In case you're on an on-again, off-again relationship, Librans, I think you want to renew contact with your love. Maybe you will be hesitant. Perhaps you could call him up, but then again, you could snap the line. I think your confidant is also somebody who could remind you that though you have made a connection with this person, he should have also reciprocated. Basically, the effort should be from both parties. Some of you may also want to settle down with your lover. That is why you will have those discussions with respect to your future. On the other hand, those of you who are married, I think you are being called upon to maintain your poise and avoid tiffs with your spouse. Possibly the core issue here could be money. Maybe your husband thinks that you're a bit profligate. Though he will let you have your way, but then he could question you about expenses. Sometimes you feel that your spouse is somebody who continues to disregard you, though you do your utmost for him. Despite it all, Librans, you'll also be concerned about the health of your spouse, or your own health could also be a factor here. From Libra, I'll move to Scorpio. For Scorpio, we have the card Queen of Pentacles, and I also have this card here, Cosmic Plan Web. Surely you will realize that everything in your life is happening as per a divine plan or as per a divine purpose. Single Scorpions, you will find admirers. Even married men or married members of the opposite sex seem to be smitten. Maybe they are insecure in your presence and could prefer not to be in your company. I think you will also be connected with somebody on account of work, because you have the Pentacles energy here. Perhaps you could also be feeling let down this week with respect to your love life. Nonetheless, those of you who are married, I think you should try to be more polite or be more tolerant towards your in-laws. The health of a loved one could also be a factor here. Ideally, Scorpions, I think you should focus on work, and you should realize that everything is happening as per what the universe desires from you. From Scorpions, I'll move to Sagittarius, which is the 9th sign of the zodiac. For Sagittarius, we have the card Four of Wands. And I also have this card 222, which talks about partnership and balance. Pay attention to new people entering your life. Take time to balance your time and energy and existing ones. Perhaps you're being called upon to be in a harmonious connection. You need to cooperate and collaborate with the person you're dealing with. Single Sagittarians, there'll definitely be suitors. Some admirers are going to go all guns blazing. They are vying for your attention, but you may be disinclined or you're disinterested. Interestingly, in this week, you could also be remembering your past love. It seems you still have feelings for this person. On the other hand, those of you who are romancing, I think you want to settle down. You want to have a family of your own. Basically, your focus will also be on the home front. You may also be making those wedding plans, because we have the Four of Wands, which is a twin flame card. All in all, you desire harmony in your relationships. Married Sagittarians, I think you could be exasperated as your spouse is someone who is not upfront. Maybe he conceals things from you. Oftentimes, you may also find yourself questioning him. Maybe you think you're being ignored in this connection. I think you want him to focus on your connection or your marital life. Interestingly, some of you may also find your family members accusing you of being way too flirtatious. Maybe they think that you're being generous towards a worker of the opposite sex. But you will try to explain your point of view. From Sagittarius, I'll move to Capricorn. For Capricorn, we have the card Tower, and you also have this card here, Tidal Wave Disturbance. Single Capricorns, you're going to be hotly pursued by members of the opposite sex. Somebody could be very explicit, or the behavior could be quite apparent. This leaves you in no doubt that they are in love with you. Interestingly, somebody whom you've met on account of work has his eyes on you, but of course you may not feel the same way, or maybe you have overlooked his feelings or affections towards you. Maybe your confidant could suggest the same, but you think this person is protective towards you. On the other hand, those of you who are crushing on someone, I think you have the urge to connect with this person. Maybe you want to send a message across, but then he's not forthcoming. You also think that this person and you share a past life relationship. Perhaps this Mars energy is compelling you to move forward, and this is creating disturbance in your life as well. Ideally, I think Capricorns shouldn't expect too much in this connection. On the other hand, those of you who are romancing, I think you have to be prepared for there are roadblocks in your love life. Maybe there are positive and negative traits in your person, and you want to be very certain before you go the whole hog. Married Capricorns, I think you should avoid arguments because the Mars energy makes you a bit reckless as well. I think you could be under immense pressure this week because expectations are high from your person. Ideally, I think Capricorns, you need to tone it down a bit if you want harmony in your romantic life or in your marital life. Perhaps you should also not use those unkind remarks. From Capricorn, I will move to Aquarius. For Aquarius, I have this card, Page of Wands, and I also have this card, Bread, Hospitality. Surely, Aquarians, you'll be pursued by your admirer. Maybe you can expect phone calls from this person. You could also expect a marriage proposal on a matrimonial or a dating site. On the other hand, those of you who are crushing on someone, I think you will feel restive. Maybe you will send a message across to this person in the hope that he will reciprocate, but then these are early days. Perhaps you should not expect too much, or you could be left heartbroken. Incidentally, you will also feel a sense of calm. Maybe you are not delusional. Basically, you believe that you have followed your inner voice. Romancing Aquarians, I think you could be interested in your lover's social background or faith this week. Perhaps you'll stumble upon new information and you're eager to understand your beloved. I think you'll also be discussing work here. Perhaps there'll be those date nights as well. I think the way to a man's heart is through the stomach, so either of you could be planning those dinner dates. Basically, Aquarians, you're being called upon to be more hospitable. On the other hand, those of you who are married, I think you need to be more tolerant of your person. Maybe you should not make those unkind remarks. In case you're dealing with in-laws, then you could realize that your relationship with them goes from bad to worse. Some of you may be in a loveless situation, that is why you could be very unhappy. Ideally, I think Aquarians, you should not put up with spousal abuse. Rather, you should respect yourself and your own self-worth. Last but not the least, I have Pisces here. Which is I have the card Knight of Pentacles, and I also have this card Songs, Information. In case you're crushing on someone, or in case you're in an unacknowledged relationship, Pisces, I think you could be a bit disappointed. Perhaps this person is not going to open up with respect to his feelings towards you. Maybe he will make it plain that he is disinterested. Perhaps he has other responsibilities towards his family members. That is why he could make it apparent that he doesn't desire or he has no attachments for anybody. I think you will realize that there are too many obstacles in the path. Basically, you feel it's not meant to be. On the other hand, those of you who are romancing, I think your lover is somebody who will share everything about his life. Maybe he'll open up. The evening could also make him emotional. That is why we have this card Information here. Perhaps you're going to be privy to his childhood or his life before he met you or before he came across you. You may also exchange your photographs with your lover. Maybe you will send him a picture of yourself across. In case you're in a secret romance or in case you're in a hush-hush relationship, I think you're going to be very careful not to arouse suspicion. Maybe you want to keep this relationship under wraps. On the other hand, those of you who are already married, I think it's the Knight of Pentacles, so it's a slow-moving energy. Perhaps you're discussing work with your person. Other than that, boredom could also creep into your romantic life or in your connection. So that is why you're being called upon to listen to romantic numbers. Or maybe you could watch a movie together. Nevertheless, I think, Pisces, you should listen to the lyrics because some messages there, in case you hear a song, or in case a song plays on the radio. In case you're in an unhappy connection, I think your partner could say that you're deliberately trying to get familiar or get acquainted with a member of the opposite sex. I think suspicion is the bane of any relationship, so you should be mindful of the same. I hope everyone you liked your reading this star with Ariana Stark. Please give us your feedback in the comment section. We also have other weekly love reading which is published every week before the week commences. Have a look at that for greater insight into your love life. This is Ariana Stark signing off. Take care. Bye. Till the next time.